Hi, welcome to Mooning the Ancestors, where we'll do a free mini biofield tuning to help integrate the energies of the moon, sun, and stars within you to help you work with the energies of the universe instead of resisting them. And I'll read a little bit about the energies this week. The energies are here this week to help us refine, realign, and then to also release ancestral burdens or past mistakes, maybe, or those things we've inherited, as well as perhaps the things that we've done and are thinking about, and to release those, or to be able to gain more clarity on what they are and how we can adjust in ways and release those things so that they're no longer blocking our mind, right? Blocking our spiritual growth or our emotional our ability to be in alignment emotionally. And so this week of March 22nd through 28th is a powerhouse. It's transitioning from Pisces to Aries and out of the equinox and into other energies. And this lunation stirs your emotions and demands that you take action on things that concern your heart, your home, and your family. Emotions or feelings that you've been suppressing, avoiding, or rationalizing away can rise to the surface this week, sometimes with force. And the universe is asking you to feel into them, to fully feel them without apology. I mean, we all have them. We all are built with those emotions within them. So feel them fully and see what you can learn from those and release them when you can to feel all those emotions that are moving through you. And I'll read a little excerpt or a little quote from moonreading.com. This week, a deeply emotional first quarter moon in Cancer rises on the 25th of March, and it's stirring something inside you that has been buried for a long time. There is an unresolved feeling tied to your home, your family, or someone from your past, and this moon is bringing it to the surface, whether you're ready for that or not. Some of what your family or your ancestors have passed down for you, some of it was a gift. Some of it's a burden. And burdens that you were never meant to keep carrying. So this week, you have a rare chance to tell the difference between those and to finally let go of a cycle that has quietly controlled you for longer than you realized. And that's what I work with in Ancestral Clearing. And it's just beautiful to see how it changes us as we release those. And it also changes the universe. We'll see it or know that it has that change in our children as well. And it changes the universe. It raises the voltage of the universe. All through releasing those ancestral patterns, and releasing our own patterns as well has those effects too. So early in the week, like today and tomorrow, so because it's a highly charged emotional time, these energies are, then don't rush into something brand new right away. Instead, take your time and use that to correct course as needed, or just do a little shifts, or perhaps begin to look into those new projects, but don't actually go full force starting them for a few days. And then from the 22nd, which is today, through the 24th, the energy is about gathering resources and overcoming initial resistance. It's time to learn to trust our intuition, to be careful not to mistake a fantasy from a concrete reality. That's the clarity that the universe is helping us gain on those past mistakes or those burdens or gifts that we carry. And so this week will help shine a light on any responsibilities you've had concerning those. And then on the 25th, the first quarter moon, you can feel a sudden urge to make a move or face a challenge that requires a definitive decision. So energies this week will help you eliminate what isn't working and tap into a deeper sense of purpose. And then toward the end of the week, the focus shifts to refining, tweaking your plans, and ensuring that everything is aligned with your inner self before the upcoming full moon. So take time to, these energies might bring up, like we talked about, how it would affect the family or things of the heart. So allow these energies and these emotions that rise help you heal relationships and to release old emotional wounds with compassion for yourself and any other people involved. So this week supports long-term growth and structural changes in your life. So to kind of sum it up, this week consider what you have inherited, not just materially, but emotionally and spiritually. What gifts did your ancestors pass down to you? What burdens of theirs do you still carry? This week, you have the opportunity to honor the gifts and begin releasing the burdens, breaking cycles that no longer serve the person you are becoming. Which is beautiful. And again, so much of the work that I do every week in releasing the ancestral patterns. And I'll just take time. If this touches your heart, if the energies this week are pulling you to, then contact me if you're wanting to help in clearing those ancestral patterns and clearing those for your children as well. And so we'll go ahead and start our little tuning for that. Those energies of help us refine, help us realign inside, and help us release those burdens. Oh, I kind of feel kind of like nervous tension, as if someone's watching or someone's listening, or many of us, because it's the emotions this week, those that we're experiencing, is wondering, well, what is coming next? What do I need to get rid of? Thinking of those unhelpful patterns that just never seem to leave, no matter how hard you try. And just know that once we get to this place in our lives where we're working for inner healing, we're trying to better ourselves, we've felt some of those emotions or thought patterns all our lives, and we just can't get rid of them like we would really like to, and tap into the life that we really want for ourselves or our family. Then know that we're meant to cancel those soul contracts that you're probably, beside the ancestral patterns, you've probably agreed to experience those patterns also. I have experienced, and I know other people talk about it too, but I did experience it through hypnosis and learning about what it felt like to be in the oneness before we came, and what we knew or what we felt, and then becoming human, that process. And we do agree to something. We probably agree to specific patterns, but we also agree to all the experiences of having the mindset of humans, the mindset of lack, the mindset of hierarchy that is so prevalent in us, those things that we feel like fear, and then that more of that hierarchical fear mindset sets in, and we want to control or manipulate people or situations because of that fear, to try to keep us safe. And but know that when you get to this point in your life where you're working your inner healing journey and you're trying to make changes, that you're meant to cancel those soul contracts. We're not meant to continue suffering with them. And so I work on that with clients too. We're so meant to cancel those agreements that are no longer helpful. We've experienced enough already, right? We know what's holding us back. Perhaps we can't put words to them, but we know the feeling, or we know those reactions that we constantly have repeatedly in our lives. And it's time to cancel those. It's time to release them energetically and consciously choose to cancel them. So we'll work now on releasing the ancestral patterns, first on clarity, to know more about which thought pattern or which emotion it is that is holding us back. If you find yourself yawning, burping, hiccuping, coughing, know that it's energy clearing in your body, trying to make shifts and release. So let it happen. Move if your body feels like moving. Stand up and walk around if you feel like it. And know that it's okay to feel those things you're feeling. It's normal, it's human. We all have them to varying extent at varying times. Some of us carry more ancestral baggage than others. Some of us perhaps have more of our own old patterns to work with than others. And it's like, well, I know sometimes people wonder, well, how can you tell what's ancestral? How can you tell what's your own? Chances are it's both, right? Your ancestors were human also, and we have them. I think that most of the people in similar families, like you and your siblings, your parents, your children, probably all have them within you, and then certain experiences in your younger years, at very beginning of your life, whether in gestation or birth or in your younger years, something in your experiences trigger that you're having more of those of certain kinds, more of a different kind of thought patterns. Like mine was predominantly sadness and fear and unworthiness. And we carry those without knowing it all our lives. And our ancestors carried them, and our children carry them. And it's our job. If you're being called now to watch this, or called to inner healing in your own life in whatever ways that is working for you, know that you were called to it because you were willing to, and you agreed to it. you wanted to make that difference for your family line. And that now, in this time in the universe, is when we're meant to do it, to help shift away from that mindset of the hierarchical, the fear, control, coercion, manipulation, and more into the mindset of abundance and freedom and love. Going to work now in the throat chakra to bring those feelings, to release those emotions, whether through talking or singing or movement, to release those, if there's relationship things that need to be healed, to give you the ability to speak to that and help bring healing where possible. To speak into, use this clearing time to speak into reality those dreams for your life that you want. I'm working with the 432, and just so you know, both my podcasts this week are at odd days, at odd times, and I had a cousin pass away, and I'll be going out of state for the funeral during the midweek, and so leaving tomorrow at some point, and I just wanted to do these so that you guys could have them to help you in your week, and also because they benefit me, and I could use it too. These tones are often thought of as bringing healing and harmony. And since this week is so high in charged emotions coming to the surface, or that's what is predicted, or the possibilities for that through the energies that the sun, moon, and stars bring us this week, there's a practice that I've learned through feng shui, through my feng shui instructor, Oni Castaneda, and she gives the experience, or it's not really a meditation, but it's to pretend you're a tree, to see that in your mind. And this is helpful. We're in Friend a Tree Week, and so we'll practice being a tree ourselves. And so pretend you're a tree and just sit quietly, breathe deeply, imagine or feel your your energy going deep into the earth as an anchor there, as the tree roots spread out and intertwine deeply and far away within the earth. And our branches are lifted to the heavens, right? We as people are the connection between heaven and earth, and the trees are the connection between earth and heaven. So we're a cycle with the trees, a complete cycle. And so pretend you're a tree, your branches reaching to the heavens, and as those emotions flow up through you and fill your mind, fill your body, your heart, feel them and let them flow as if it's the wind blowing those through you. Like a tree, the wind would just blow right through the tree. And just imagine that happening and feel those energies, feel those emotions and those thoughts freely, without apology, for a few moments. And they'll begin to reside, hopefully within 30 to 90 seconds. And with your focus on them, and that helps us release them, let them flow. Helps them not continue to make the detours and roadblocks of stuck energy within our bodies and biofields, if we can let those emotions flow. Ooh, now use the 528. Change is there. I really feel a shift in one strike of the fork. Feels like it's we're offering up that release, offering up those emotions to lift and rise and flow through that tree, to flow up. So take a deep breath as if you're breathing from the earth up through your feet, your knees, your hips, into your heart. Pause a second and then exhale it up and out your crown. Let those emotions flow. Like the tree would. The 528 is often spoken of as DNA repair, and so that speaks back to ancestral clearing, also what we carry in our DNA. Just asking it all, the unhelpful ones that we each would experience, to release and flow out, to clear for us and our children, our ancestors, and the universe, to clear our family line, to clear us and help bring in the life that we want. Just waiting for the tone to die out. Okay, I'm going to work with weighted forks here for a little bit. Heart energy, throat energy, Throat energy also can contain the ear energy, since they're all related. They're between your shoulders and your third eye. And ear energy is often about clarity, gaining the clarity we need, and that's what the moon reading was speaking about. To learn this week, the energies will help us discern what we're carrying that is good, that we're still working on it, that we're meant to carry, the stuff that we're carrying that we're no longer need or want, right? To gain that clarity, to gain also clarity of refining our intentions or our focus on what we want, where we're headed, and realigning, being sure that the hemispheres of our mind are in harmony with our heart so that we can listen to our spirit and have that alignment to bring the clarity, to bring the refining truth to us, and to then enable us to release. Feel it shifting, lightening, bringing that refining and realignment. And then do a figure 8 here. Help bring communication and coordination in with your energy systems around your body. And go back to the 528. And so hold an intention. And in my mind, I'm tuning below your feet, right? I'm in the Earth Star, and I'm sending this energy up your central channel and out the top of your crown to amplify that intention, to zip up your energy from foot to crown to protect you from negative energies that may be around you, and to connect your ascending flow with the joy of those in the oneness and the mindset of those in the oneness, that freedom and abundance and love. And there we go. The tone is still going, and in about 4 hours, 3.5 hours, I'll be doing an angelic feng shui clearing of a cemetery in Denver, Colorado. And so please join me to help those ancestors be able to refine and realign and release what they need to transition to the oneness, but to help the communities that are surrounded. Sometimes I feel there's a lot of spirits around cemeteries, as many of you know, and a lot of times it appears to me when I've been in cemeteries that people who have died, a lot of times they hang out at the cemetery, and it's not very healthy all the time for people to walk up there. I've stopped walking through in general, just because it's not very helpful to us as living to be surrounded by the negative energies. I mean, it's fine to go to honor a loved one and things. I'm not saying don't do that. And I'll be going to one this week. That's a love thing. That's good to do. But always protect your energy first. Call on the angels and ancestors of the oneness call on the deep earth energies, the energies, perfect spiral flow around us in the universe, all these things that you can think of that exist in the universe, to call on those energies to protect us, and then claim your protection from the low voltage and negative mindsets and energies. And know that you still may experience some, and if you are, it's because you're meant to experience them for your highest spiritual good. Like I've experienced negative energies attached to me, and how it suddenly changes my energies, it changes my emotions, changes my mood quickly within an hour or two. And I really feel I was meant to experience those, so I could know what it felt like, so that perhaps I can tell you and you would know. And if we experience them once or twice, then we'll be more likely to recognize it right away and not go on living with our life and be so, what do you call, bogged down, not just by ancestral patterns, but by these negative energies that are not helpful at all and we're not meant to carry. And so, anyway, blessings to each of you and much love. We'll talk to you next week.